Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? Uh, Tonight is the fifth installment out of 18. So for those of you that have shown up every time, thank you for being such troopers. So basically, I'm covering the years 1979 through 81 tonight. I was 12 through 14 those years, basically turned 12, turned 14 those years. I wanted to show you something that I did miss last night. This actually says, you may be able to see it, hopefully my lighting is decent. That says Fall 78 John, and it's the only trophy I've ever earned in my entire life, and it was basically because our coach was a nice person. We got second place in the division after being horrible for years and years. So I got this when I was 11. I love it because it is a soccer trophy, but to me, it looks like a guy who was trying to bowl a ball down an alley and dropped it on his foot. So there you go. 79, a very active year for me. I was in sixth grade, and then I went into seventh grade. Um, I believe it was the last day of sixth grade. This is more of the Bill Turner show, by the way. Bill Turner's backyard. It was me and Bill, William as I call him often, Frederick Martinez and Ed Fincher, and two girls, Kit Ackerman and Corinne Doucette. And we all got into a big makeout session, which is weird because none of us were gay. And so it was four guys kissing two girls. So we had to take turns. It was kind of weird, but it was 1979. We wanted to end the decade with a bang, I guess. Not a literal bang or even a figurative bang, but that's what we did. I remember we were all sucking on these candies called Now and Laters. They're like Starburst sized hard candies. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but we were all switching those in our mouths, and it was pretty gross when you think about it. I'm guessing that if the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, were to track it, I got a feeling that the six of us are probably wildly responsible for the rampant spread of herpes, mouth-to-mouth herpes in 1979 throughout the 80s. It was kind of funny. So we're all doing this, taking turns with these girls, and eventually the girls chose two of us to be alone with. It didn't go any further, but just to keep making out with. And one of them chose Ed, and one of them chose Frederick, and that left me and William to just kind of pout and eventually start making out with each other. Kidding, ha ha ha. So that was summer '79, and then that was the beginning of the summer '79. End of the summer '79, also at Bill Turner's house, was my first foray into moving pictures porn. Um, my stepdad had a subscription to Penthouse, which was awesome, and it was kind of cool. Penthouse was very kind back then because it would come in the mail, and instead of having like a black plastic sealed, I don't know, bag basically now, you have to rip that thing open into your porn now, into your magazine based porn. Back then, it was this cardboard. It was basically like a grocery bag material, sealed, wrapped tightly around the magazine, but you could slide it through. You could bring it out top, and so I would get home before my mom and stepdad, I should say, and I had to, Penthouse is here. Go through really quick, check out all the good stuff, and then be able to slide it back and put it in the mailbox. That was amazing. I feel bad for kids today that doesn't exist. They have to get their porn on their phone, I guess. But this is that, and so that was my first time I saw real porn was like that. But now now, like I said, the moving pictures porn was this was at Bill Turner's house. Like I want to say August of '79. Me, William, a couple other kids, and probably the two kids that we made out with those girls with, and then William's older brother Jimmy, and uh, their dad had some porn, had 16 millimeter porn, and we had to get it out. And I've turned this into a bit. I've joked about this several times on stage because it is really funny. Basically the punchline of the joke is like, it took us 45 minutes to get this show on the road, and you guys bitch about buffering, you millennials, and your easy to get to, clean, well-directed, well-lit porn. Not this. This was so crazy. And it did. We had to literally set up a screen, the old paper screen that you rolled out like we had back in the 70s. We had to set up a projector. We had to thread the film onto the projector. We had to get the film right and start it and watch this thing. And then it was really weird to see it like this early 70s porn that William and Jimmy's dad had in his closet. It was crazy. And it's an uneasy feeling when a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds we were all standing. Nobody sat. We were all just standing there going, I think I'd do that. Oh, I wouldn't do that. It was weird, but it was a growing experience. And then William and I also, I think we connected really well because we're 11 days apart. He's September 14th, I'm September 25th, and we're the babies of the class. We are the two of the youngest kids every year in the class. So I think that was part of a connection for us, and it was weird going to junior high school in the fall of '79. You go from elementary school, which went, like I said, it went through sixth grade. Then you go to seventh grade, and it's wildly different. You're having to use a locker. There are 4 or 5 times as many kids there. It's insane. There are fights going on in the hallways. You go to gym class, and you got a shower with a bunch of kids. There's no walls. I mean, just like, for lack of a better term, Nazi-style showers, in my opinion. They got 3 walls, probably like 8 to 10 heads on the walls, and then they got those 2 like stands in the middle where there's 6 heads coming out of them. It's horrible. It was a horrible experience. I hated it because you go in there, you could be in gym class with 9th graders. Some of these guys were pushing 16, and these guys were like built, they're sculpted, they're hairy, they're hung, and then you're in there and you're like not even 12 yet, going, Jesus, pudgy little muscleless, penisless kid. It was not easy to walk into that gym class every day. It was pretty rough. I also, I don't know if this is true for a lot of these kids that are my age, but for me, going from elementary school to junior high, musically everything for me changed too. I was into disco when I was a kid, up through elementary school, and then all of a sudden everything changed. 1979, the most popular song for a month straight, #1 song in the country was My Sharona by the Knack, rock song, solid rock song, and so that's what launched me into junior high was that song. And then in 1980 came Back in Black. I think William might have had that on vinyl. I mean, that song blew us all away, or that whole entire album blew us all away. So things changed a lot, not just for the kids personally in that little bubble, but also I think the country was changing a lot. We had just voted Ronald Reagan in, so things were different there. That's a couple of horrible deaths happened during those years. In 1980, John Lennon was shot. And in 1981, President Reagan was shot. Those are kind of what I like to call our Kennedy moments, I think. It was kind of crazy when those things happened. It was very sad when those things happened. Oh, by the way, I didn't really refer to my picture. That's me. That is, I believe, the summer of '79. You can see that's my stepbrother, Rusty, back there. And this is the Royal Gorge. And that is me, I dare say, looking pretty awesome. I didn't have a handlebar mustache. I had a handlebar hairline. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So that 79 was a lot. 80 was a lot. 81 was a lot. So those were, like I say, those was basically my junior high years. Trying to think of what else I could talk about. I only got 2 more minutes to kill. Let's see. No, that's for tomorrow night. We'll save that for tomorrow night. Just a lot of fun. Oh, here's something perverse that William and I did. I got a telescope for Christmas one year. I don't know when, probably in the late 70s. And, for most people, telescopes are to look at the stars. But for me and William, it was to go hide in these high weeds behind the softball field and check out high school girls' softball asses. That was something we did. That was a lot of fun. Oh, geez, what else did we do in 1980? Oh, God. Oh. Now I'm going to say this is around 81 that Jimmy did this. William will remember this. Jimmy had issues. We all know this. Well, me and William know this, but now you all know it. Jimmy made a bomb. He took a bunch of gunpowder out of the shotgun shells that his dad used for hunting. he took a little toilet paper tube, filled it with gunpowder, somehow fashioned a wick, and wrapped it with like an entire roll of duct tape. So he had like this bomb, like about half the size of a football. It was crazy. And then he went and lit it and blew a monster crater in the middle of the baseball field at Randall Park. He was nuts. And also around those years, he he took, I think it was Jeff Foster's bike. William will have to confer. You'll have to confirm on this with me, but he kept taking somebody's bike, and they decided, okay, we're tired of him taking the bike, and they loosened the front nuts on the front wheel, and he hit a bump. The wheel flew out, and he skidded on his face. And till the day Jimmy died, he thought that was an accident. As far as I know, I remember William we were in our 20s or something, or maybe even later than that. And I was talking to William one time. I go, we all really ought to tell him. And William's still like, no, no, he will kill us. All right, so there's the early 80s for you. Tomorrow night we'll talk about some late junior high, early high school years, some more Bill Turner years. I start making some new friends. I try to play football in ninth grade, and that goes horribly. And maybe I'll send you a picture of that. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I had a lot of fun. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep having fun if you can. All right. Peace. Bye.